Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Angela Brennan and today I'm bringing you more projects using the Spellbinders Stitched for Christmas dies. Here is the Stitched Christmas Sweater Etched Dies. It comes with a bauble. It comes with a die for the edges of the Christmas sweater, which is really pretty. It also comes with a mini Christmas tree with the stump for the tree as well as the star for the tree, and you can do this with or without the outline of each of these die cuts. And finally you have a snowflake where you can stitch it directly onto the card or the gift tag or use the die cut. I really enjoy using this die. So this sweater, you can use it on an A2 card. You can put it in an angle or you can just use the entire one. Here is a card I made using a 5.5 square card. It's in another video and I'll put that link to the video in the description below so you can see how I use that. And here's another set that I use. It's the Stitched Poinsettia and Holly die set. I use this by placing the holly onto the Stitched Christmas sweater, and I do 3 of them, I think, using different mediums. I think it's really fun. Now the poinsettia, you've got the stitched element as well as the solid element. Now for this set of shaped cards, ornaments and gift tags, I just use the stitched element, the solid element. Here's a card I made, and again it's in the video that I mentioned earlier, and the link is in the description below. And the next set I use is the Stitched Christmas Tree Etched Dies. I make loads with this. You can use the stitch die or you can use the outline die. And as you can see, I get a little bit carried away making loads of gift tags as well as shaped cards. I use this also in the other video which I've linked in the description below. So because the possibilities are huge, and I'm making a second video using these dies, and also because I love stitch dies. If you've been following my channel long enough, you know how I love stitch dies. And here's a card I made. Without the cutting it out, I sewed it directly onto the card front. And here I cut it out and did some sewing as well. Here, no sewing, and I just used it onto the card. Again, same with the second card. All of it is in the video linked below. Do check that out as well. Here I do use the Starry Argyle background. I don't use that in this video, but it's a great die set. So I start off by using this Stitched Christmas sweater die. And here I've die cut it with some velvet paper, which is quite cool. And I'm going to start by making a shaped card. Now in order to make the shaped card, you need to die cut quite a few die cuts of this Christmas sweater onto white card or any plain card that matches the front of the shaped card. Firstly, I put it onto the back of the velvet paper because it's quite thin. Then I have a couple of further die cuts that I'm going to put it at the back of the what I would call the shaped card base, and all you do is you score it at the collar of the Christmas sweater and you adhere it. And that's the basis of all my shaped cards. Pretty easy to do, a lot of die cutting, but I do enjoy it. I really hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And when you do subscribe, remember to press that notification bell so you're alerted when a new video is uploaded. When these Christmas sweater dies were created, I don't think they were created for it to be stitched directly onto it because the holes are quite tiny, but I force it. I force stitch it, if you like. So I use size 26 tapestry needle and I pierce the little holes where I want to stitch directly onto the stitched Christmas sweater. Now it's a really fine hole, so I use only metallic threads when I do this, and I use a size 26 tapestry needle and stitch away. So you can stitch as much or as little as you want. For the first one here, I think I stitch everything that I think that's stitchable, and then if you see my subsequent examples, I stitch not all of it, just some of it. I just enjoy stitching directly onto the sweater. You don't have to do it because without the stitching, just the etched and the impression from the die, it looks lovely. It really looks gorgeous without it. But I do like to take my stitching to that extra level, and you can do that if you want to as well. I must say that stitching with metallic threads is not for the beginner. It is not easy to stitch with metallic threads because you need to make sure it's really taut and you need to hold on to it quite a bit. So if you are a beginner, I would really suggest using the DMC cotton threads, and if you want to stitch directly onto the sweater, use just 2 strands and give that a go. So I primarily use the metallic threads for all of the stitching that I do on these shaped cards, ornament, as well as the gift tags in this video. For this part here, I die cut the Christmas sweater die onto masking paper, and then I try to do some masking ink blending. While I do succeed in doing it, I'm not sure it's really worth it. It's quite tedious and I take a long time to do it. So I do use the masking elements. I cut out the masking paper and I do stick it onto the stitch die cut and do some ink blending. But I only do one card of this because it's a little bit too tedious and takes up too much time. So you will see in another card what I do is I just use Copic markers and color directly onto it, which I think is a lot faster and gets to the effect that I want to on the stitched Christmas sweater. I do some ink blending and even with the Copic marker set, I then do some stitching onto it. So I think it's a faster way to do it. So faffing about with masking paper and doing ink blending seems a bit too much effort. But I kept this in the video to show that it's possible if you want to give it a go. When making shade cards, the worry is sometimes what are you going to do with for the envelope? You can either use a standard envelope, whether it's too big, or you could use the We Are Makers envelope punch board maker to make a custom size envelope. For this tree, which measures 3.5 by 3 inches, I use the envelope punch board to create a custom envelope. All you need is a 5 3/4 inch square patterned paper. You follow the instructions, which is score it. The first score, you follow the score line of 2 5/8 of an inch, and then the rest of it you just follow the score guide. It's so easy to use, and you can create custom envelopes so easily to fit the size of the shaped card, or indeed any card you want to make that is a non-standard, and you can create beautiful envelopes with all that patterned paper that you've not used. I know I've got loads of patterned paper, especially 6 by 6 inch patterned paper that I can easily use for these, and I use them to make these envelopes for these tree shaped cards. For the stitched Christmas sweater shaped cards, they fit into an A2 sized envelope quite easily. You just need to put it in the right way in and it fits perfectly. So it's easy to find an envelope for this shaped card. I do hope you've enjoyed the video thus far. Please give it a thumbs up if you have, and consider subscribing, and remember to press that notification bell so you're alerted when new videos are uploaded. Here are all the creations. This is the velvet paper fronted shaped card using the Stitched Christmas Sweater die. I like this die set because you can use the bauble, the mini Christmas tree, as well as the snowflake to put it onto the front of the sweater, and it looks gorgeous. And here I've used the stitched poinsettia and holly to put it on the front of a card where I've cut with metallic card, and I've done some stitching, quite subtle, you can't really see it. It looks a lot prettier in real life. I wish you could see that. And the poinsettia, I've used the one with the solid as well as the stitched ones. And this was with some vellum, and I've done lots of stitching in the back of the card, which is more of a monotone. That's gorgeous. I loved how this poinsettia and holly turned out on the front of the Christmas sweater, and I've made all of them into shaped cards. And this card is gorgeous because it's a shaped card, but I've just done stitching against the red, and I think it really pops and looks gorgeous. And this one you saw me do with some maroon as well as gold thread. All of it I've used metallic thread because they're thin, and I think it goes through the front of the sweater quite easily. And inside I've put some rectangles so it's easy to write a message. And here are 3 tags that I've made for 3 of my nieces that I've added a loop on these tags so they can use it as an ornament or keepsake if they want to use it in their scrapbooking or hang it on the Christmas tree itself. And this is an ornament where I've put the Christmas sweater, mixed up the colors, and put a couple of snowflakes on either side. Here are all the Christmas sweater cards. I've only made one ornament. It takes a little bit of time, but I'm probably going to make more of this as I get closer to Christmas. And these are the Christmas sweater tags. The back of the tags where I can write the message. And here are the loads of Christmas tree tags, ornaments, as well as shaped cards that I made. It's easy enough to make it stand, and it's really cute because here you don't have to do stitching on this. You just need to create as many as you want with various different colors. You can mix up the colors, you can put all same colors, you can have different outlines. This is a shaped card where I did some stitching with some metallic outline. And this one is an ornament where I've mixed up the colors on both sides. If you can see, just orange, just gold and green. This I did stitching on both sides for the ornament, and I put a little bit of a sentiment there, comfort and joy. Though it's an ornament, I think it looks pretty. This is another ornament which I've done the colors mixed up with red and green, your classic Christmas colors. I loved using my metallic card. And this is another shaped card. I made loads of shaped cards, but with the Christmas tree that you don't need stitching, I also made loads of tags where you can just put the tags onto various Christmas cards, Christmas presents that you're going to be giving out. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And when you do subscribe, remember to press that notification bell so you're alerted when new videos are uploaded. Do head over to my blog because there's more information there, as well as a link to all the products I've used, as well as below in the description. Here are tiny tags that I made just with the Christmas tree and the bauble. And you can also do it with a snowflake, but I did not put that in the video, but I did make some snowflake ornaments as well as tags, which I'll probably share on my social media on Instagram at some point. Do take care, happy crafting, and I'll catch you at my next video. Bye for now.